course, it's going to rain just a little bit harder since I'm trying to do this. Try that again. All right, welcome back to the Family's Garage, everybody. Today we are going to be working on our 82 Blazer. We are going to be putting in some new front suspension parts. I don't know if you've ever realized, but the Blazer always sits a little bit crooked. We've got some spacers over here in the passenger side. However, they fall out every once in a while and it still sits crooked and pulls really bad to the right. We're going to be putting in some new CPP parts for it, so hopefully it'll sit more level and hopefully it won't pull so bad anymore to the right. Let's see if you guys can see the spacers that are in here. So we've got, I think, 3 or 4 spacers. You can see them right there, and there's one tucked up in there as well. So that's how many spacers we have in here, just to keep the Blazer level. So these are all the new pretty parts that are going in it. It'll probably lift the Blazer up a little bit, which isn't a bad thing, but let's get it all taken apart. Nathan says my truck is dirty. Solder pin out.
Pops out.
My kiddo to the rescue.
Now this is free spin for you too.
Okay.
So
now I should be able to take the cotter pin out from back here.
So
So now, how do I feed them through here?
yeah. But it makes life so much easier.
It does make things a lot easier. So now you should be able to push down on it with your foot, and I should be able to pull it out, right?
Yeah,
in theory.
Just gotta maneuver it out.
Oop, yes.
You go lower.
Here.
Got it?
Yep.
Good.
More spacers.
One. Hot. Stick. So let's just fall right out.
Look at all those shims. That. Needless to say, the Blazer was quite crooked when we got it.
There you go. There's a stack of shims.
Oh, my poor Blazer. I mean, our poor Blazer, babe. Our poor Blazer.
Good over there?
Huh?
You say good over there?
It does the last thing to come out. It's like hanging on by a damn thread. So we were able to get the upper and lower control arm out. We are going to have to pull the sway bar out as well because it will not go with the CPP front suspension, but one side is done. And now this side's gonna be a little harder to see because it's so dark over here. What would I do without my guys to help me? Suffer. I would suffer more.
A lot longer than that.
I would be here forever. All right, washers from each side. Should there be this many washers? Probably not. So, sway bar down.
Okay, they've tagged me in. They had a rough day yesterday getting these trucks apart. You know, they were working on Nathan's C10, which is in the paint booth now for some interior primer work. I got the shop cleaned up because that's what I do, because this place was a disaster area. But let's see where we're at. So we've got the new CPP tubular lowers, which give you 5 more degrees of caster, which is what we need in all these old trucks. We bought replacement uppers because you can still buy these at AutoZone for 80 bucks. There's no sense in spending $300 or $400 in a tubular upper that nobody can see when you really don't get any more benefit, in my opinion. I don't know what brand of springs that were in this truck, but they never seem to hold their ride height. I had to put the little spacers in between them. You can see the Blazer always set crooked. So we went with some CPP. That's the part number. They are a 2-inch drop spring. You can see they're a little taller. That should get this truck sitting right where it needs to be. It's dark on this side of the shop till I open that door back there. It looks like they got the lower in over here. One thing to mention about these CPP lowers is that right there, that's your sway bar mount, will not accept the factory sway bar. I didn't really know that when I bought them, but it's not a deal breaker. They have a really nice sway bar that comes with lowered truck and stock ride height truck brackets for like under 200 bucks. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. I feel these trucks really need a sway bar. You can really tell that my truck doesn't have one, which now that don't fit the Blazer, it'll go right on my truck because my DJM 3-inch drop A-arms have the factory mounts on them, so I can just throw a factory sway bar right in there. So the only other issue to mention now is look at the amount of shims that were in this front end. This has got to be, this is the passenger side. That has got to be 1.5 inches, if not 2 inches. That basically tells you that the lower control arm bushings were so worn out that the lower control arm was being pulled out under spring tension, and they had to pull the upper out to get the alignment straight. That's a bad thing. So these lowers should fix all that. Got our freshly painted torque thrusts. Man, that paint just glows. I can't wait to see this out on a sunny day. And we went ahead and cut in the color match stripe. That used to be the dark brown. That is the rims on my truck. Let me open this door. So we cut that in all the way around. If you touch it, there's a mild clear line there, but someday she'll let me paint this thing. Until now, I'm doing what I can. We spotted in the lowers. You can see down in there, that's all fresh paint. There was some body filler there for some reason with no damage. I don't know why, but we went ahead and resprayed the green stripe and the white stripe here, and the same over here. Get us that fresh look behind the wheels there. Like I said, she's not gonna let me paint this thing probably till we put the LS in it. But it's gonna have to come pretty far apart. You know how far apart they gotta come to paint them. Okay, that wasn't terrible. I got the lowers in, the uppers are just sitting there. Got things cleaned up a little bit, so lowers are clamped in place, uppers are just sitting there. Did find that this idler arm right here is shot. We're gonna replace that. Got that coming tomorrow. We also found over here, this loose shock mount. But again, lower control arms are in, torqued. Uppers are sitting here on their shafts. We have no idea what the shims are going to be to get us to the alignment rack. And now we got to grab this big heavy brake rotor spindle assembly and get it down on this lower ball joint in prep for putting that spring in. Okay, I'm a lot hotter, a lot freaking dirtier, but we're all in here. We got our lower control arm in, our drop spring in, got our upper control arm. Everything's attached, everything's loose. Now we need to get these brake calipers back cleaned up because wow, that is disgusting. Get them over here. Let's see. Double check our torques. What's this side looking like? Yep, looks pretty good. Left side is on the left. That can't be that bad. You know, I can really attest to the daily driver status of this truck. Like, she's got some miles on her. She's got some hard miles on her, and it shows. We're probably going to be replacing that entire steering linkage. It looks terrible. We got a radiator leak. We got a steering box leak. Like, we're going to have to go through this thing soon. She's going to have to stop driving it at some point so we can get this thing whipped into shape. Okay, you can see from up there that we've got this thing done. We actually took it to the alignment shop yesterday. They were not able to align it due to the fact that Snap-on had come in and upgraded the software in their alignment rack and took out all the old vehicles. We're going to hopefully get it into the alignment rack next week. We only have until next Friday, and we're heading up to Denton, North Carolina for the fall revival. But let me get the C10 out of the way and show you what this stuff looks like. It's beautiful stuff. See that beautiful tubular lower control arm? We got a new idler arm installed. We found that bad. We got that new 2-inch drop spring with no spacers installed. We like the shocks. Didn't change those. That's a CPP disc brake drop spindle kit married up to their control arms beautifully, and then a factory replacement upper control arm. We are definitely going to have to do the steering linkage. We've got massive leaking on the steering box here. Power steering pump is leaking. I think all this grime and goo is from the power steering, but it's kept the Blazer pretty nice underneath. But yeah, it already rides better. There's already more clearance. I haven't noticed any rubbing. And the best thing, it's hard to tell up there, but she sits level. The last thing we got to do is get the sway bars on this thing. Our new matching sway bar came in from CPP. I like this kit because it comes with both lowered truck and standard truck height brackets for the frame. It has all the end links, center links, even a pretty cool picture showing the control arms we actually have in the truck. So you can see here, our CPP tubular lowers are all installed. They have this hole right here for the end link. The next problem we have is the factory sway bar mounts. This one is horribly bent, but these are riveted in. We have to drill those rivets out, both sides. And since we are lowered about 4.5 inches in the front, we're gonna have to run these lowered brackets here, which are about 1 inch shorter. But these will get that sway bar in the right position, and it comes with all the hardware. We don't have to use the old gross stuff that came out. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. Okay, there's quite a few ways to do this, but the way I do it is I take my cutoff wheel and I place some slices in the head of my rivet. This one's being a pain because there's structure in the way. I may have to completely cut this one out of my way first. This one over here, pretty quickly, slice through the rivet head, ground it off, hit it with a 3-pound sledge, and you can see my rivets here. I'm gonna just knock those out with a punch. Clean this up, shoot some paint on it. Don't mind the massive leak on the steering box. The steering system is next. So, frame is all cleaned off and painted. Holes are all cleaned up, both sides. We'll let that dry up a little bit while we break out the hardware in the kit. So again, we have a lowered vehicle, so we're gonna use the lowered brackets. Save these for another project. We'll dig out the bolts. They all look the same. They're probably all the same for mounting this to the frame and mounting these to the brackets there. There you have it. Fully installed. Pretty self-explanatory. We did have to loosen up all 4 bolts here to get this bracket to slide that way. And you can see we still have a little canter in our sway bar links, but everything's tight. I think that'll work. This one has a little bit more tilt to it, almost like the sway bar needs to be back further, but we haven't had an alignment yet, so we don't know what's going to happen once we get these bars where they're supposed to be. So there may be a little bit of tweaking to there, but it looks pretty dang heavy duty. So next step, alignment, then road test. Well, in the effort to get this video out to you, I'm gonna have to drive the Blazer in the rain, as much as I don't want to. What a crappy day. Tell a difference. I'm not having to put a bunch of left rudder in. It's pretty good with these heavily crowned roads in Georgia. We get a lot of rain here, so the roads have a really heavy crown in the center. If you're not fighting to keep one straight down the road, that's not bad. Okay, I'm calling that done. Really happy with the front suspension. Really noticing the deficiencies in the rear suspension. It's kind of bouncy back there now. We'll have to tackle that next. But one project at a time, this will be a capable daily driver. Thanks for watching the Family's Garage. I hope you find the time to get out in your own Family's Garage and get to work on them hot rods. And we'll see you on the next project.